Welcome to the Authentic Hour. My name is Alex, and I've got a pleasure to be your host today.
Glina, welcome to the Authentic Hour. Thank you for agreeing to present your life's work and your journey towards self-discovery and authenticity here on during our conversation. So let's start from the very beginning. You're a stress expert. How did you encounter this type of work? What
Well,
inspired you to do that? What's your story?
my story. Yes, I'm just trying to see if I maybe I just can hold it or something. Yeah, is it okay like that? I think it's okay. My story. I'm a holistic. Well, my name is Galina Ganzienka. I don't know if I don't think it's. I think it's on my profile, and I am a holistic consultant, health and homeopath, and stress specialist. I call myself specialist in stress-related disorders, and I've been doing it for 25 years. If we talk, I was like, when you told me about authenticity, I was thinking, okay, how can I put authenticity? How can I relate authenticity to my story, my life story? And I think for me, authenticity is being genuine. It's being real and trustworthy and true to yourself, really. And like I always saying, your action needs to go needs to come from your heart, and this is what I think. That's actually authenticity. What do you think when action coming from the heart?
I fully agree with you. And actually, for me, if the actions are not coming from the heart, this is what causes stress.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And also interestingly causing stress because people expect, we think we need to do something because people expect us to do something, and it's, but that's, yeah. And then at the end, it causes stress. So for me, my passion, my authenticity, and to heal people, and to heal people from effects of stress. Well, that's I think that is my authenticity, and I think my this coming from my origin, really. I think it's all because I'm actually I was growing up in Moscow in Russia, but my parents from Ukraine, and I always felt that I'm more Ukrainian than Russian. That was a bit of a kind of trying to find your identity thing, and then. Also other life experiences. I'm actually joking that sorry. Sorry, talking too much. I'm actually joking that I did not attend lectures, live lectures. I attend live workshops. So I'm saying that to be able to understand patients' pain, you need to go through this pain yourself. Well, you have not need to, but it's happened. And I was talking to other practitioners, and they're saying exactly the same thing. They're saying that the life of the pain in my life and difficulties and stress in my life made me understand patients' pain better. So
Well, we've got a visitor.
okay, you've got a lovely cat.
Thank you. Um, yes, and I cannot agree more, and that's also true for my own journey. The reason why I'm talking about the authenticity and self-discovery, it's because this is what led me to self-acceptance and the pain which I was s- the challenges I was going through for a very long time was I didn't accept myself. I was struggling with eating disorders and I just didn't like myself. And for a very long time I was trying to look for answers, like why me? Like why? Like I've got a beautiful family. I'm healthy. I'm I can do whatever I want. I try, like, why I cannot like myself? So I went into this rabbit hole of spirituality, living with native tribes in Guatemala, and then studying with people from Amazon jungle, and studying yoga and Kabbalah. And only then I realized that I needed all those experiences to be able to feel that I am enough. And this is what I'm now sharing with the world, especially with women, because we feel that we are not good enough. And we need to do so many things at the same time and be so perfect. And then maybe at some the last item on our to-do list going to be good to yourself.
Me, yes.
And this,
My needs.
and that's why I was so happy to talk to you, about the stress experts, like how all those expectations that we are imposing on ourselves are impacting us from the perspective of stress, and how it's impacting our body, so we can understand it from more biological perspective.
Well, yes, I it's interesting. Many people understand that the stress is only emotional stress, but I actually looking at the stress holistically, and the stress it's not only emotional. There are all sorts of different stresses in life we meeting every day. And I'm saying that the stress is a cause of every illness, and people saying that, oh no, well, look at this and that, but actually the stress is not, if we're looking at definition of stress, the stress is not only emotional stress, stress is everything what body can't manage. And I saying that there are 5 main causes of stress. I call them stress factors. 5 main stress factors. First is emotional, of course, everybody knows emotional. It's like grief and trauma, relationship problems, physical stress, like injuries or pain or lack of sleep. Biochemical stress is very important these days, is biochemical stress, because it's either nutritional deficiency or it's a lot of toxins on a biochemical level, and medication, lots of people on medication. So that's, I call it all the biochemical stress. I know, obviously, informational stress. Social media, too much of screen time, screening, and too much information, everything very quick, like when 50 years ago you wrote a letter, you post this letter, you're waiting for the letter to arrive in a week or two, and then you're waiting reply another week or two. Now you send your message and you expect reply in the next minute.
Yeah.
That's a pressure, that's stress. We all, people were writing me, and I'm under stress, under pressure to answer them.
Yeah.
Professionally and personally as well. And then that also causing that we're using our devices all the time, using Wi-Fi, using telephone signal. That is electromagnetic stress. That's a big subject that I'm an expert, and I always talk about it, about electromagnetic stress. So, and another stress, before we didn't know what's happening, I don't know, in another town. We didn't know what's happening in another country still 100 years ago. Now we know what's happening immediately, all these disasters. And that's really, really, really scary. And the last one, which I believe it's actually should be first one, it's a transgenerational stress. Do you know what transgenerational stress is? You probably know what transgenerational stress is.
It's related to epigenetics, right?
Yes, it's a pattern that we inherited from our parents and our ancestors, and they still affect us. So that's called transgenerational stress. And I learned about transgenerational stress when I was learning about post-traumatic stress disorder, because that's one of my specialty, working with patients with post-traumatic stress disorder. So you see all those stresses, and if you look at the effect of all those stresses, you will actually realize it's actually, yes, all our diseases are coming from those stresses. None of I always think to patients, your problem didn't drop from the skies, just, you know, like whatever bird was flying and drop your diabetes. So it has to be the reason for your problem. So we need to find the real cause of your problem. And normally, oops, sorry, I'm holding this phone because it's, one second, it's not standing. I couldn't find my stand. Because, oops, and it's normally not only one, there are few.
Yeah.
Okay, so normally what I do, I make a treatment plan for my patients. Then when they come in, you know, I give them extensive questionnaire about all sorts of different questions and stresses, and then I make this treatment plan, individual treatment plan. And the first thing, an individual treatment, well, actually second, first is a list of all the problems, and second, it's etiology.
Yeah.
So etiology meaning the causes of all those things. And the list of etiology normally very, very long, because I'm looking at nutrition, nutritional, you know, nutritional imbalance. I'm looking at everything really. So one problem and then all etiology around it, and then another problem, all etiology around it. So that is quite comprehensive treatment plan I do. So yes, you're right. Understanding stresses are very, very, very important. And that's what you see, you were saying why I'm like that. Okay. And it's always, even emotional problem, you said, oh, I have some emotional problem, I don't know, you said you're not good enough. It could be a result of transgenerational pattern, could be a result of nutritional imbalance. Okay, because on a hormonal and level, it's something, you know, why we have PMT, you know, why we have it's a hormonal imbalance. And it seems like, oh my gosh, I'm not good enough, I'm ugly, I'm this and I'm that, I'm hungry, everybody hates me or something. For a week before period started, fine.
Yeah.
Problem. So you see, it's like can you see a relationship between emotional problems and hormonal?
And this is, you know, two things which I would love to double down on. One being, just to highlight, the stress itself is not bad. You know, we cannot eradicate stress, but the issue is the prolonged stress.
Well, prolonged stress, one, and second, actually, prolonged stress is when you're right. If it's too much emotional stress, too much exposure to EMF, too much screen time or blue light time for your eyes, it's too much. So stress, it's actually, if you're looking at the Gans Cillier, he was the first doctor who actually give definition of stress. So stress is when your body cannot cope with something and it goes into imbalance.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see. Okay, go to imbalance.
Yeah.
I think he or she wants to listen to the things about stress too.
It's a she, and yes, she loves learning more about herself. So yes.
Oh, anyway, so yes, so too much. Okay, so when some people work, you know, so for some people, like stress, for instance, like for sportsmen, they need this stress, they need this intensive workout, and it's stress for me probably, but for them they need it because they're getting, you know, their skills, and they're getting, you know, they're training for whatever something. Okay, so for some reason some people work better under stress, but it has to be balanced. It has to have a certain level where body and mind is not breaking. But when we get into the state where it's breaking, well, that's where the problem started. And then we don't know how to, because it's too much, and we don't know how to deal with it. And that's probably 99% of my patients coming to me, and they have too much, including children.
And this is a perfect segue to the second area, is that then this prolonged stress. So normally what happens? We experience stress, the glands are triggered, the hormones, whenever it's going to be cortisol or dopamine, are released, the glands unbalanced, done. This is what happens when we train. That's why it's sometimes good to put yourself under the strong physical exercise, because it expands your capacity. This is great. The problem starts when when our body stops, when we stop the ability of our body to self-regulate. And this is food, hormonal disbalances, which you've mentioned. And how do you see it developed? Like what? Because also, as you know, together we attended the Health Optimization Summit, and there was this beautiful conversation about when females are experiencing painful PMS, this is not normal. It means that the body is in a state of unbalanced. The hormones are unbalanced. So yes. How do you see it develop?
But not only hormones, okay? But if we're talking about PMT,
Yeah.
not only hormones. We have this term is called pelvis dead, locked pelvis syndrome, when the pelvis bones are not moving properly, so there's either some twist there or something, and it's been either from sedentary lifestyle, or from trauma, or from emotional trauma, from rape, or from some other things, okay, or even transgenerational thing, okay. Oh, my mom had problems with her period, my grandma has had problems with her period. So yes, so it's like you need to identify. So it's like hormones, probably some nutritional imbalance as well. Often it goes with some digestive problems, PMT. So it's always the complex. It's never one thing. It's always complex, and it's always related to emotional. I always saying that if I want to understand the patient, female, I would ask about period and PMT. If patients say, yes, I have PMT, or I'm very weepy, or I'm very angry, okay, that's a real her. Because normally, the rest of the time, we very good at masking and hiding our emotional state from people. Only when we have PMT, we can't hide it anymore. It's out of our control. Exactly the same as menopause. I said to ladies, she said, well, when you go into menopause, don't be surprised. You're going to have PMT 24/7. If there's any problems, they're going to come out.
And
I prepare my patients for menopause, actually.
and would you say that it's almost like the price that they're paying for entire life to that point, that they weren't managing their hormones in the right way?
Well, you ask, yes, exactly. You ask the question where it normally starts.
Yeah.
Yes, normally it starts from transgenerational. I mean, somebody's calling it genetics. Somebody calls it epigenetics. Somebody called it inheritance things. So in my patient questionnaire, there's the whole thing about parents, grandparents, health, any degenerative diseases, any mental problems, anything really. And I'm looking at, okay, so mother and grandmother had some heart issues. Okay, now I need to look at the patient's maybe this predisposition. Okay, then we looking at, okay, depression. Okay, yes, depression on the father side. So it's probably the patient has a predisposition to depression. But when the baby born, normally the lots of things starting there. It's like I call it activation, and it's normally problems during the pregnancy, physical, emotional, problems during the labor, after the birth, breastfeeding or some other things, vaccination. If there's a lot of transgenerational, heavy transgenerational patterns, normally children react on vaccination really badly. That's what I feel. So that's where the family problems, parents arguing, those transgenerational patterns are activating then. Often people saying, yes, like you said, well, I have lovely parents, I had lovely childhood, I'm eating well, I'm doing everything right, and why I'm still have these problems. Okay, look back and see if there's anything there. Things like, the cat diet when the child was 5 years old. That's trauma. Parents don't understand it was a trauma, but it's a trauma. And we can call it post-traumatic stress disorder because the child never been, well since their trauma, very needy, very weepy, very low confidence, because that cat was the only friend and it's gone, and parents didn't really understand that it was a trauma for the child. So you see so many different things, and then we go into school, bullying. Not eating right foods, or problems with friends, problems with teachers, so much stress during the exams. So it's all kind of accumulating, and then it starts. We have this in holistic therapies, we have this, it's called timeline. So we're making patient's timeline. So it's like from the birth and like that, and now you can see how, okay, mother didn't breastfeed the child, digestive problem started, skin problem started, school, lots of stress, digestive system started even more, uni, not eating well, partying, drinking lots of alcohol, I don't know, IBS, and then got married, problems with husband, IBS getting even worse, gallbladder stones started. It's like you put your history, you put your life history, and you put your health timeline, and you can see the correlation.
You've mentioned stress and children, and that you're observing more and more children nowadays being experiencing severe stress. Would you like to mention something more about it? Yeah.
But that's, well, again, looking at those five different stresses in our life. Yes, so we're talking about looking at children. Okay, emotional stress. What emotional stress children can have? Parents arguing, okay, or mom stress, or single parent. School. We get to school. Oh my God, how those poor children now, there's so much pressure at school, or it's bullying at school. So that's all stress. So it's just constantly when I'm with children, talking to children, that's my list of questions. Any bullying, any problems with teachers? How are you doing at school? Are you okay? Or no, teacher always angry with me because I'm not. That's stress.
Yeah.
And that where I'm not good enough starting.
Yeah.
And goes through whole life. Children now so much on phones and computers, informational stress. Oh my God, those cartoons, if you're looking at Disney cartoons, so much violence. Looking at children's films, so much violence.
And the diet,
nutritional, of course.
The fact that girls are starting to enter their reproductive periods at the age of 6, 7. I mean, apparently it's mostly related to the amount of sugar they're consuming, because it's so much stress on their bodies that they're in a constant state of
Fight and flight.
Yeah.
Yes, it's not, well, it's sugar, probably sugar. I've heard that meat Antibiotics. Okay, what affects our hormonal system? What makes our hormonal system not working well? It's obviously some hormones. And if you take meat, if you take dairy, lots of hormones in meat and dairy, and disrupt can disrupt hormonal balance in girls, and they start menstruating earlier. Yeah.
And just to highlight, the issue of dairy is because it's being so highly processed. The process of producing yogurt and milk is literally, there's no microelements there anymore. So yeah, we are being fed by just pure chemistry.
I have a patient. She came from Ukraine as a refugee recently to England. And I must say that the food in Ukraine is not too bad, actually. So they go to the market, they have their own little allotments. So the food is very good quality. And she said to me, and I recommended to her when she came, I recommended to her, there's an app on the phone. You can scan each barcode, and the app will tell you how good, the toxic things, ingredients, and everything. So she went to the supermarket in the UK with this app, and she wrote to me. She said, "Galina, I don't know what I can buy here. Everything is toxic."
Yeah, and that's also one of the reasons why I moved back to Poland, because it's just the quality of food is much better compared to UK. It's just less toxic. Period. It's just less toxic.
Yep. Yep. We don't have this. I mean, we do have organic food. We do, but again, the quality of organic food, we don't know what kind of quality of organic food, especially coming the organic food coming from Spain is terrible, apparently. So yes, and raw, of course, you're talking about dairy. What I do now, and I recommend to my patients, using raw dairy. Buying raw milk, making yogurt yourself with this cultures, making what the words, I forgot, is it in English? Cottage cheese.
Yeah.
Yes. So I make cottage cheese. I make, I have cottage cheese and have whey in my fridge. So yes, raw. Now you can even find, it's difficult and it's very, very expensive in England. You can find raw cheese, good quality raw cheese. So yes, my light is going off. So yes, it is possible, but it's, to live healthy, it's quite expensive.
Yeah, and it's becoming a conundrum, because if you don't have the money to live healthy, then you're gonna spend much more money on the doctors, and it's a dead cycle.
Yes, that's what I'm saying to my patient. If you're not going to follow my recommendations, I mean, I'm not only, you see, I'm really a health educator. I'm a practitioner, I'm a doctor, okay, but I'm also a health educator. So I do lots of posts on Facebook, and I did live streams during pandemic, because when people really needed to hear, what can we do now? So I like to educate people, and I'm always saying prevention is the best thing what you can do. Okay, you can pay me to teach you to prevent disease. Okay, then you don't need to pay me to treat you, to treat all your problems. I'm happy if you pay me for teaching you how not to be ill.
So in the spirit of education, what would you mention the three simplest thing that everyone can start doing tomorrow?
Well, three simple thing is to, well, first of all, understand what is in your environment. Read labels. do this and install this app on your phone. I don't remember the name of that app. It was this carrot. Instead, install this app and look around. What is in your environment toxic? Okay, because every smelly, not natural smell, washing powder, perfume, deodorant, all these will make you ill. Second, it's electromagnetic pollution. Of course, reduce electromagnetic pollution and understand electromagnetic pollution in all your devices. That is very important. That is very crucial. So you basically, you find toxins in your environment and you understand, you change it for non-toxic thing. Okay, I have 27 years old daughter and she's listening all this. She went to the summit and she listening all this clever podcasts. She now knows sometimes more than me about health and toxicity. And one day she just look around in the house to all the creams and all toiletries and everything where it's written perfumes, and she just chuck everything in rubbish the rubbish everything in, because she said everything with perfume is toxic. Okay, so first look at your environment. Okay, look at what is coming to your body. Second, obviously, look at your diet. What's toxic in your diet and what deficiency in your diet. What you're deficient to? Do you have enough calcium? Do you have enough magnesium, kalium? All the things. What potassium is very, very important. All the things what come into our body needs to be healthy and good for the body, not toxic for the body. Okay, and obviously regulate emotional stress. To do everything to regulate emotional stress. And I think what to resilience, to work for resilience, because we will have stress. We have stress, we will have stress, and I think our world is going crazy totally. Okay, therefore you need to be resilient. Therefore, don't wait until you're really stressed and then you start thinking about it, or don't wait that stress, you under this emotional stress will cause you physical problems. Do prevention, and prevention things like meditation, relaxation, grounding. See how you can control your stress by breathing, how you can control your stress with the different natural remedies. I designed a whole range of therapeutic remedies called Absolute Health blends, and they were born in clinic because I was just like, okay, what do I need to do with this patient? Okay, how do I can support this patient's liver? Okay, let's find the best herbs for this, and let's find the best thing for this. So there's whole range of blends I created, and my patient have these programs, stress support programs. So saying, okay, you take these blends during the day when you need it, when you need to calm down your nerves. I have this distress flower essences blend. I'll show you. They look like that, shiny little packets, yeah, and big packets as well. They're all on my website. So I have like a distress drop, and you can take when you're feeling, when your adrenals are, when you're on adrenaline, when your sympathetic system on. Then in the evening you need something to calm your nervous system down, have a better sleep. So yes, have your health, have your emotional stress prevention and control strategy, protocol, or tools. Yeah, I think that is important. There's three things: nutritional, toxicity, environment, nutritional, and emotional stress strategy. I think that's basic, and then everything else you can deal with.
And there is a lot to deal with. And as you mentioned, the information overload, like our brains and bodies were not made to consume so much information, so much blue light, and just being bombarded with everything that's happening in the world today. So
Yeah, yes, exactly. It's not, we're not designed. I mean, people are managing. Some people managing better than others, but it is stress. We have to unwind. That's why I'm saying, don't be in front of your computer 2 hours before bed. Don't be on your devices before bed because of the blue lights. Affects your body, your melatonin production. I mean, not only it's actually it affects your eyes, the little blue light. It's lots. You can have lots of problems from blue light. Yeah, you need to unwind. The best thing is meditate, breathing, nature, definitely. The nature and walking barefoot in nature is must every day. Really, minimum 10 minutes outside barefoot, grounding, and what you do when you people laughing. People affirmation like barefoot outside. But what is this medicine? And I'm showing there's a really cool video when this doctor he checked the live blood. He done the live blood analysis on patient and live blood. It's all like there's blood cells, little clusters. I don't know, you've probably seen it. You know, very very thick blood. And it's one of the indications when because we're supposed to be negative, our the cells are negative, and when they're getting positively charged, EMF or acidity or other things, they cluster, they're very very slow, they're not moving. So live blood analysis test before, then I think 10 or 15 minutes barefoot on the grass, and then check blood again. Totally different blood.
Wow.
Live, moving around, no clusters anymore. That's effect of just 10-15 minutes barefoot on the ground, because earth will recharge our body negative, give us negative charge, charge us negative charge, give us negative charge. Okay, so yes, it's important. People breathing, what's the problem with breathing? I'm breathing okay. No, you're not, because if you're in a sympathetic state of fight and flight, you have a shallow breathing. You're not breathing fully, okay? And that's bad for you. You're not getting enough oxygen. Your diaphragm is not moving. It's not stimulating your heart, because if diaphragm is moving with breathing, it's stimulating heart. Well, if you do yoga and it's stimulating digestive system, if it's not moving, it's obviously stationary there, and then you're having problem with circulation. It's just like it's a cascade of other things. So one little things that cause lots of different things. To explain, this is the thing. So it's like, how can I deliver information to my patients about how to prevent, but obviously if it is already a problem and patients already came to me with a problem, when I do this treatment plan, I'm not only saying, well, this is your prescription, but also, okay, this is what you need to do. You need to change your diet. This is your breathing exercises. This is your relaxation exercises. This is your recommendation for meditation. This is recommendation for whatever exercises. This is whatever. This is your supplement recommendation. All of it, and then, and I'm saying, look, your recovery will depend on everything what you do. If you're not going to do one thing or two things or three things, it's going to be much slower, or maybe not going to be, because it's all important. People don't understand. People know how to look after their cars. They don't know how to look after their bodies. True?
Very true. Very true. No one is, especially that we as female, we're always being told to control our bodies. Even entire fitness industry is not designed to help us feel comfortable with our bodies, but to control them and mold them to look in a particular way, which again just puts more stress on them, hence PMSs, and we are again almost being told that it's normal, your period's gonna be painful. It's not going to be a pleasant experience, when in reality, that's not how we were designed.
This is what you just said. It's very important, actually. Sorry. We were told it's normal. We were told it's normal to be ill when when you're getting older. It's okay. It's normal to have problems with your joints. So the society is trying to tell us it's normal to be ill, but it's not. You're absolutely right. It's normal to have PMT. It's normal to be hyperactive. Oh, all children hyperactive now. Oh, there's just too many, whatever. No, it's not. It's not normal. So that's what sometimes I'm facing, that the patients or my followers on my social media, they think, but the doctor says it's okay, it's normal. No, it's not. Doctor says I can't do anything. I mean, that's just old age. No, it's not.
It's not.
So, lots of education.
Very last question. We usually close the authentic hour with a question of, what would you say, what advice would you give to your younger self?
Trust your intuition.
Beautiful one.
Trust your intuition. Yes. I learned to trust my intuition when I started my homeopathic college, and I was taught by really masters of the best teachers, I think. Trust your intuition, and I now understand, because I use intuition in my practice with my patients, and I can see it works. And then I started with my intuition in life, and it works. Trust your intuition, and go to the heart, because that's where it's coming from your heart. I don't know if you know, that's heart mass exercises, like I think it's a Greg Braden, go into your heart and ask your heart, and that's where it's not here. Well, I mean, it's pineal gland as well, but yeah, and it's a heart as well. Pineal gland and heart connection.
And as they're saying, this is the longest path on the planet Earth. There's a couple of inches between your mind and your heart.
Yep.
Glina, thank you so much for a wonderful conversation and sharing so much information with us about stress and how to manage it, because I feel like we talk a lot about, oh, we are so stressed, but we actually don't break it into pieces. So it was incredibly informative and so useful. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me, and it was a real pleasure. That's what I love to do. I love to educate people, and I love to do talks. And so if you need to know more about stress, I can come again.
You're in person, and I would love that. So thank you so much, and then to the next one.
Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Alexandra.